Hello and welcome to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for today's NESCAC women's basketball matchup between the Continentals of Hamilton College and the Jumbos of Tufts University. The Continentals come into this game at 12-4, 1-2 in the NESCAC, having lost at Bates in Maine last night. For the Jumbos, they enter today at 9-5, 1-1 in the NESCAC, hoping to rebound from a tough loss last night to Amherst. My name is Justin Loker. I'm joined by Riley Daniel. Riley, what does this game mean to both of these teams today?
Yeah, I think one word describes it, and that's redemption. For one of these teams, they're going to get redemption. If the Continentals can win this game, it'll get them back to 2-2 in the NESCAC, put them back in the hunt for a first-round home game, put them safely in a position where they can start thinking about getting to the NESCAC tournament and doing damage there. For the Jumbos, this was their only loss in NESCAC play, their final loss until the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament last year. They lost this in a similar manner on the second half of a back-to-back on a Saturday afternoon game last year in Clinton, New York against Hamilton. This year, they're looking for redemption for that only NESCAC loss of last year, looking to get themselves back into the top half of the NESCAC and put themselves in a position where they control their own fate in terms of the NESCAC tournament.
And the way I see it for both of these teams, it's a big test for both of these teams. For Tufts, you struggled against good teams so far this year. Can you go out and beat a NESCAC opponent, which is always a challenge? And for Hamilton, you haven't really faced many top teams this year. While Tufts isn't ranked at the moment, they have been ranked most of the season, and they're looking to get back into that position.
Yeah,
can Hamilton go up against that kind of team and win?
It's almost eerily similar how similar this season is to last year for Tufts. One more loss in the year, but almost the same spot. Unranked, receiving votes after a tough loss in the second weekend of NESCAC play. Last year, they took that loss to Hamilton and went on a run. This year, can they take the loss last night at Amherst, where, in my opinion, other than that third quarter, they played their best basketball of the season? Can they start going on a run and put themselves back in the national conversation? And for Hamilton, can they get themselves in a position to contend for a first-round home game? We'll find out all that information, see how this one turns out. At this time, we're going to turn it over to the public address for the national anthem.
And welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium as we are about to meet the starting lineups for both the Continentals and the Jumbos.
Yeah, Justin, can you tell us a little bit about these starting lineups, as both these teams have been remarkably consistent in who've been their 5 on the floor to start the game?
Of course. So starting with the Continentals for Hamilton, their head coach, Mahogany Green's rotation is becoming pretty clear. Their offense runs through their sophomore forward, Taylor Lambeau, and freshman guard, Kendall Harris, who are averaging 15 and 14.6 points per game on the year, respectively. Rounding out their starting 5 are Emily Hall, Courtney Shea, and Althea Hill. While minutes were distributed more evenly earlier in the season, now in their conference action, it's clear that Coach Green has trusted Piper Seaman and Maria Mercado as their 6 and 7, with nobody else getting more than 9 minutes per game in the NESCAC action.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what we've seen on the other side from Coach Jill Pace, in that she also, like Mahogany Green, has her rotation, has her faith, and she's going to stick with it no matter what.
And now for the 15th time and every time this year, the starting lineup for the Tufts University Jumbos will be their senior center and the 2023 first-team All-American Maggie Russell, who is averaging 17.6 per game this year. In addition, forwards Sam Souza and Sofia Gonzalez provide the scoring with 11.5 and 10.3 points per game. Rounding out their starting 5 will be Callie O'Brien and Annika Decker, the guards. And as I mentioned, it's all 15 games this year have been the exact same starting lineup.
All right, Justin, I got to ask. These are new-look uniforms. What do we think of the brown first time this year?
I mean, they look all right. I like the blue a little bit better.
I agree with that, though I do say the white kind of trim
the
on the
accent
end,
works.
The accent works very nicely.
Absolutely.
And the gold lettering for the Continentals, kind of like it.
At least it's easy to read, which we are appreciative of.
Very much so. And I think one factor that is going to be very pivotal in this game is fatigue. The Continentals, because they were blown out last night, were able to rest some of their stars, with Taylor Lambeau only playing 26 minutes, Kendall Harris only playing 24. The Jumbos, on the other hand, 39 from Annika Decker, 37 from Callie O'Brien, 35 from Maggie Russell. So if this one's close towards the end, you could see tired legs becoming a factor. Though the Jumbos do have a secret weapon in that Sofia Gonzalez only played 15 minutes last night, so she will have fresh legs.
At the same time, the Tufts University Jumbos presumably slept on campus or very near to campus last night. Meanwhile, the Continentals traveled from the middle of nowhere, Maine, to be here this afternoon.
Yeah, they did travel from Lewiston, and we saw how big of a factor that was in this matchup last year, as the Jumbos, who did not lose another NESCAC game, got blown out by the Continentals on the second half of a road back-to-back.
And now is ready for play. It'll be Kendall Harris taking losing the face-off, or the tip-off, to Maggie Russell as Callie O'Brien takes possession. Over the middle to Souza, over to Gonzalez, down low to Russell. Kicks it out to Callie O'Brien for Decker. Decker will take the 3 and make it.
And if Annika Decker gets going, look out. Not been a great shooter on the year, but when she gets hot, she gets really hot really fast.
And now Hall for the Continentals, driving to the paint. Attempted the pass to Taylor Lambeau. Lambeau keeps it in. Pretty sure she stepped out the Continental player, but it won't matter as Gonzalez takes possession, giving it over to O'Brien.
And I think this is part of the message that Jill Pace sent to the Jumbos. They want to start on the front foot. They have not done that much this year.
Back to Decker. Decker working on Emily Hall. Over to Callie O'Brien. Sam Souza will take the 3. Just off the rim.
But that's a great look for the Jumbos. O'Brien draws the double team, kicks it out, knowing where Sam Souza is going to be.
Lambeau down low to Harris for 2. I will say, from the side, the uniforms look a lot better for the Jumbos. The white stripe does a good job.
It does. It's quite nice.
Souza now. Russell down from 2. Can't get it to go. Rebounded. Up the floor from Hall.
Yeah, and I don't like that shot from Maggie Russell. That's the worst shot you can take, the 22-foot two-pointer. If you're going to take it from that distance, take the extra step back, take the 3.
Valid point. And that shot is in from Harris.
Yeah, and Sam Souza, she's very good, but she is a guard by trade, not great on post defense.
Decker kicks it over to Russell. Russell traveled. And that was a major problem last night for the Jumbos.
Yeah, it was, and turnovers have been a problem all year for the Jumbos, averaging 16 a game. Likewise, the Continentals are also averaging 16 a game, so you have to figure whoever wins the turnover battle is probably going to be favored to win this game.
Harris directing traffic down in the paint to Lambeau. She'll take the 2 and swish it.
Yeah, and Maggie Russell's got to get her hands up there. An uncontested jumper from the key, just going to go in.
O'Brien on the runner. Decker can't get it to go. We rebounded by Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Decker, out to O'Brien. They'll reset with 15 on the shot clock. Souza looking for Russell down low. She'll get it. Drive down. Take that shot and get it to go.
And Coach Mahogany Green asking for a travel there. Great hands there by Annika Decker.
Yep. Decker now with it.
It's a shame the NESCAC doesn't have a Defensive Player of the Year award because Annika Decker would be a shoo-in.
Gonzalez from 3, front rims, rebound O'Brien.
And this is sort of what we saw last night. Jumbo's missing shots, but they are the first ones to the offensive board.
Russell up top. Sam Souza to Gonzalez. Gonzalez's 3 goes.
And Sophia Gonzalez had to hit that one because she had missed a wide open Callie O'Brien sitting about 30 inches from the basket.
Harris now, she'll take the early 3, get it to go in response.
It's like a repeat of last night. Both teams starting off shooting very well.
Decker may have traveled there. Gonzalez from the long 3, back rim, rebound Harris.
Gonzalez has taken 4 threes in 4 minutes.
Now Lambeau will drive down on Sam Souza, a little too strong. Rebound Gonzalez. She'll look for some transition offense.
This is where the Jumbos got hurt last night. They got outscored 14-2 in transition by Amherst.
Decker now off the screen from Russell. Gonzalez over to Decker on the corner. Down low to Russell. And gets it to go, plus the foul. That right there is Maggie Russell's bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Lambeau, she's a really good offensive player, but what she doesn't have is a ton of experience. She's only a sophomore, and there are very few players, even experienced ones, who know how to deal with Maggie Russell in the post. The Jumbos have sensed they have an advantage down there, and they need to continue to feed her.
Hall now.
Ooh, moving pick there.
Harris will drive on Souza. Souza staying in good position.
Great
Contest
defense by
shot.
Sam Souza.
Just a great shot there from Harris. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you live with in NESCAC play. Great defense, just better offense.
Decker driving to the hoop, uses that speed, gets it to go. Just blew by her defender.
Yeah, Annika Decker with 5 early in this first quarter.
Harris now, the long 2, a little too strong. Rebound Lambeau. Decker trying to steal it. Now O'Brien has her hands on it, but Lambeau just overpowers them all, gets it to go for 2, tying this game at 13.
And you could see the mental effects of last night on that play. Jumbos, who had been in foul trouble all of last night, kind of afraid to put their hands in there.
Decker lets the ball go through her fingers. Here gets it back. O'Brien, a little floater to Russell. Russell from beyond the free throw line gets that one to go.
And you can't let Maggie Russell face up at the free throw line. If she does that, she is too good of a shooter. She will make that shot 9 times out of 10.
She does have lots of experience taking free throws from last year. Anyway, Gonzalez with the rebound.
Jumbos have numbers.
Decker to Gonzalez, wide open 3. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Kendall Harris.
Yeah, I'd like to see them push that to the basket when you have numbers.
Great steal there by Russell as O'Brien gets control, and I assume Jill Pace could not get the timeout called in time.
I don't think she went for it, to be honest.
Right. Accepting the jump ball as we'll get some substitutions with Sarah Crossett and Annie Aspesi entering the game for the Jumbos. Well, entering the game for the Continentals will be Maria Rangel.
Yeah, Aspesi has been a real revelation here in her first year playing after sitting out all of last year due to injury. Really brings more of that 3-and-D that you see from players like Gonzalez and Souza.
On a minutes basis, she is undoubtedly the sixth player for Jill Pace. As that shot won't go. Decker now with it. Russell from mid-range gets that one to go. Maggie Russell's on fire right now.
Yeah, Maggie Russell looks like Maggie Russell does. And when she looks like herself, good things happen for the Jumbos.
Little tip ball from Gonzalez. Her number counterpart, Courtney Shea, lets that ball go out. Stays with the Continentals.
Maggie Russell already on 9 points.
Another substitution now as Emily Hall will be replaced by Tess Cole. Rangel with it.
Jumbo switched the pick there.
Harris switches back and foul called on the floor.
That's an interesting one. I did not see much contact there.
We'll go against the Spazey. Be her first.
Though Spazey has been one to get caught a lot this year with her hands in the cookie jar.
One of several players to foul out for the Jumbos yesterday. Although that was a bit of a situational play as the Continentals have a travel of their own.
Yeah, and that's a second, or I believe a third turnover for the Continentals. So turnovers starting to become a factor here. Jumbos have the two big lineup in, so they can run some interesting sets here. We saw the double pick action a lot yesterday with this lineup, and we see it here.
Decker down low, looking for Crossett, can't hit it as Harris gets the steal. And that was a foul on the Jumbos.
I don't mind that foul, though. That's an ambitious play there by Sarah Crossett, but if you know, as Sarah Crossett does, that you're on a minutes restriction, you're not as worried about foul trouble. Take that risk, see if you can force a turnover. When the Jumbos took those risks last night, they were able to force some turnovers from Amherst, take advantage, and turn it into transition points.
Cole now drives on Decker. Decker doing a good job staying in position. Out to the corner. Down low with Lambeau, working on Crossett. It's the shoulder bump. Ooh, foul called on the shot. Not really sure about that one. Not really see much. I saw some proper defense, in my opinion.
That's what I like to call a star getting the foul they have earned based on their reputation.
And some more substitutions, see if I can keep track of these. For the Continentals, I believe Seaman has re-entered the game, and for the Jumbos on the floor now, Folliard and Sophia Davis.
And Callie O'Brien checks back in as well.
The first shot goes for Lambeau.
And Sarah Crossett, well, when you're on a minutes restriction and you get 2 fouls in about 30 seconds, it doesn't help.
Russell up top, down to Folliard. Folliard through some contact, gets that one to go.
Mallory Folliard gets the least beneficial whistle of any player I have seen.
If that's Maggie Russell, that's a foul, isn't it?
If it's a lot of players, it's a foul.
Down low to Lambeau. Won't quite go. Folliard with the rebound. Callie O'Brien takes control. Sophia Davis. Up to Russell. Russell down to Folliard. Through some contact. That time you have to call it. She'll get it to go with the foul. Chance for a three-point play.
And the Jumbos just taking advantage of the fact that they have bigs who can just back down defenders, go off glass, and either get contact and get to the line, or make it, or in this case, both.
One shot now for Folliard. Won't get it to go. Rebound. Davis. Russell for two. Make that a 4-point play.
And you got to think, if you're Mahogany Green, about a timeout right now. It was a 15-13 game.
10-0 run, or 8-2 run.
8-2 run in about the last minute.
Now the 3 ball off the backboard, taking control by Harris. Shot from Shea won't go. Rebound from Rengel won't go. Russell rebound.
And the Jumbos are turning and running with every rebound today.
Glad they have energy today. Davis to Aspesi. Foyer back out to Russell. Fakes the 3 perhaps. Now with an 8 to shoot. Folliard drives to the hoop. Can't give her that much space, Riley.
No, but that was all set up by Maggie Russell, setting the screen for Sophia Davis. Davis kicks to the corner. Folliard with a beautiful up fake. Got her defender to bite, and if she gets to the rack, she's going to finish.
Now Cole taking her time. Down to Lambeau. Lambeau driving, gets a little bit double teamed. Shot from Harris.
Big, big basket for Hamilton. Helps stem some of this run.
Now the Jumbos with a chance for the last shot. O'Brien drives down off the shins of Davis. Rebound from Lambeau with 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Gets it off in time, but won't go. As this first quarter will end with the Jumbos leading 25-17.
Yeah, Jumbo's second best offensive quarter of the season there. And it really has been a factor of shooting. Looking at the field goal percentage, Jumbo's 11 of 16 from the field. That's 68%. And even though they, a very much three-point centric team, have only shot 33% from deep in the first quarter, it's been their ability to get to the rim that has defined this first quarter. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
And we are back for the second quarter as the Jumbos will look to hold on to their lead and the Hamilton Continentals will look to cut into that lead.
Yeah, and I mean, we want to talk about runs here. Let's talk about that run to end the quarter. It was 13-all with 4:39 to go. The final 4:39, Jumbos outscored the Continentals 12-4. And those are the sorts of runs that often win you NESCAC games. It's runs to start or finish a quarter. Second corner coming up. This is where we saw the Jumbos at their best last night. Held Amherst, a very good offensive team, to only 2 points in the second quarter. Problem was they could only get 9 for themselves.
Valid point. As Callie O'Brien will take the inbound from Souza.
It's an interesting lineup. We haven't seen Mallory Folliard as the only big at any point this year.
Spacey now from 3. Swish.
Great inside-out play from the sophomore. Sophia Davis finding Aspesi, and the Jumbos back to a double-digit lead.
Hall with it.
Souza went down
to
hard.
Lambeau drives through 2, drives through 3. The block from Davis with the foul called.
The look on Jill Pace's face right now says it all. She is just in shock at that call.
I guess the foul was called on the as a blocking foul, not as the hand check, it appears. So.
I think they say that they're saying that Sophia Davis got her with the body, is what they're telling Jill Pace.
Regardless, only her first, as Decker will re-enter the game for O'Brien.
Which I think is a lot more, makes a lot more sense as a call, because it looked very clear from here that when it came to the ball and the hand, it was all ball. Great offensive rebound there for the Continentals by Piper Seaman.
Hall now directing traffic with only 10 to shoot, though. A lot of movement. That ball we directed out, but it'll be off of the Continentals player, the Jumbo ball.
Sam Souza jumped the route, got a tip, and it hit off the chest of the Continental, out of play, but Is it me, Justin, or do the Continentals look lost and confused on offense right now?
They just seem to be overall moving slower than the Jumbos, as I say that.
As a bad pass from Sophia Davis.
And another bad pass as Decker can't quite get it. That may have been a travel.
But even then, Annika Decker wastes 10 seconds off the shot clock just by sticking her hands in. Travel first. Good help there on the slide from Mallory Folliard.
I was about ready to question that call had that been considered a blocking foul on Folliard.
I think it was a foul.
About
the
to
problem
be.
was she took 4 steps before she made contact.
Davis now cuts middle. Aspasia now at the top.
Folliard screaming for it. Jumbos just can't get it to her. Now they do.
Folliard over to Souza. Souza with the mid-range gets it to go.
That is just great ball movement from the Jumbos.
Lead
Inside
up
out
to 13
play.
now. 17-4 run since it was a 13-13 tie. Lambo can't quite handle that one.
That's 2 possessions in a row that Mallory Folliard has forced a turnover. That time she slides, forces the little bowling pass, and they can't complete it cleanly.
Decker now looking to expand on this lead. She'll drive down low. Hit Aspasia as she cuts middle. Travel call.
It's a good call. But it's still a great idea there. Aspasia with that nice inside cut. If she can get through there without that extra step, she has a nice feed to Annika Decker, and the Jumbos would have had 2-on-1 on the outside.
Hall now brings it up. The screen from Lambo. Hall floats it over to Harris. Lambo through some contact, gets that one to go.
Yeah, right now, Taylor Lambo is the only thing keeping the Continentals in this game. Gonzalez going to check it at the next whistle.
Souza now has the cut from Aspasia, don't take it. Folliard at the top of the paint.
Davis got away with an extra step there.
Aspasia drives down. Davis will drive down through some contact.
And they're going to get a hand check, I believe, on Taylor Lambo. Taylor Lambo and Kendall Harris. Lambo with 8, Harris with 11. Those two are the only two who have scored for the Continentals in 13 minutes.
And now Lambo will exit the game for Maria Rangel as the Jumbos will make some substitutions as Maggie Russell shot was fouled on the play. Looks like she'll take a couple free throws.
And I think they're going to get Kendall Harris for that.
Only her first, though. As Gonzalez and Russell have entered the game for the Jumbos. As Shea will enter the game for Morin.
And Maggie Russell enters double digits 13 minutes into this one.
Second shot good as well. Lead up to still at 13.
Largest lead the Jumbos have had at any point in NESCAC play.
Pass over to Rangel. Off the foot of Davis. Stay with Continentals. Inbound from Harris to Rangel. Over to Seaman.
And just another careless pass from the Continentals.
Quite simply, Rangel's head was not facing in the direction of the pass. Didn't see that one coming until it was too late. Decker brings it up for the Jumbos.
That is 8 turnovers already for the Continentals, who only had 2 in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Gonzalez's 3-ball. Back rims out. Harris forced to rebound that in the corner.
If Gonzalez gets hot, it's game over.
The ball from Harris. Can't quite get it to go, and that'll be off the outstretched arm of Sophia Davis.
And I think Jill Pace giving Sophia Gonzalez the message to tamp down the 3-ball shooting. She is 1 for 5 from deep so far today.
Inbound gets out to Hall. Harris in the corner, drives by Souza. Will mid-range gets that one to go. Screen from Russell. Souza now cuts middle. Down low to Russell. She'll work on Lambo. A little too short. And now a fast break chance for Emily Hall. Her layup is good. Lead down to 9.
If I'm Coach Pace,
Timeout right now?
I say give it one more possession, but if you don't score here, I'm calling a timeout after the next defensive possession. You don't want to run.
Gonzalez just inside the line. That one won't go either. As the ball is out. We'll have a substitution as Caitlin O'Boyle will enter the game for Sophia Davis.
Kind of wondering what Kelly O'Brien is still doing on the bench. She's only had about 6 minutes of play so far today, and when she's been in, she's looked really fresh.
Now the Hamilton timeout, and we'll have about 30 seconds of rest here.
Yeah, I know actually they're going to give that to Jill Pace. Or no, they will give it to Hamilton. My apologies.
Jamie did say Hamilton.
Yeah, I did not hear that. It looked like they were pointing in the direction of Tufts. So Jill Pace doesn't have to burn a timeout. Gets one taken for her. And I think it's a question at this point, but I think you go back to the 2 bigs, and I think with Sarah Crossman on 2 fouls, you bring Mallory Folliard back into this game.
So Russell and Folliard as the bigs?
Yes. Because what we've seen the Jumbos at their best has been when Maggie Russell has been at the top as a distributor. There is no one in the NESCAC who can guard her off the dribble when she's at the top.
Once she gets going downhill towards the basket, it's pretty tough to stop her.
It is quite tough indeed.
And now Hall, who I'm not sure has left the game at any point this afternoon. I could be wrong.
I believe you're correct on that.
And Sophia Gonzalez's right foot was just on the line, leaving the Continentals with the ball and 19 seconds as Jill Pace
now they're going to have a discussion
discussing
about
something.
They're discussing the shot clock and whether or not Gonzalez ever, then they're going to rightfully rule that she never had full possession, so it's still 19.
And the long 3 from Harris bounces out. Rebound fought for by O'Boyle, but won by Lambo. So Boyle not giving up on that play. As
Good
Decker
hands.
with yet another steal this weekend. As the quick dish to Russell. What a play by the Jumbos.
And that's what we wanted to see. More transition offense. Great job by Annika Decker picking her head up, and a nice feed from Sofia Gonzalez.
That shot just inside the line won't go either. Rebound Souza.
Jumbo's running the 2 big with O'Boyle and Russell.
Russell still with it. Gonzalez now in the corner. Russell thought about that 3, didn't take it. 13 to shoot. Foul called somewhere on the floor.
I think they're going to get Mercado for the push down low, trying to prevent O'Boyle from backing in. And coming out will be Kendall Harris.
And re-entering the game will be Piper Seaman. O'Boyle up to Russell. Swinging it around.
Ooh, miscommunication.
One for each team now. Or one bad miscommunication, just erroneous pass there. One for each team now in this first half.
Yeah, and Maggie Russell got to know there that if the back cut from O'Boyle isn't there, Souza's going to look to send it back the other way.
Now Rangel down low to Lambo, defended by O'Boyle. What a block by O'Boyle. Never got anywhere near the basket.
And that's the other benefit on the other side of having the 2 bigs is you can have one in Maggie Russell denying Lambo and one in O'Boyle denying shots.
Now Russell gets a hand up. That 3 ball, back rims, rebound Russell. Pushing it up the floor now herself. O'Boyle near the basket, doesn't take it. Out to Sam Souza. Souza mid-range, a little too short.
But that's a great play design. Maggie Russell dishes to the corner, then comes, sets a pick for Sam Souza. Souza rolls right off it, finds herself in the mid-range where she likes to shoot it. Just couldn't get that one to fall.
Lambo directing traffic, but that ball is stolen by Sofia Gonzalez.
And that is turnover number 10 for the Continentals.
Decker, Souza with acres of space. Oh, spins in and out.
That one had about enough Irish on it to make yourselves a nice St. Patty's Day.
Foul called on Maggie Russell for reaching in, attempting the jump ball.
Once again, Gonzalez going to check out.
And we, as commentators, we are very appreciative. We now have the live stats up on the big board in the arena.
Yeah.
Thank you to the tech guys or whoever was in charge of that.
Tells us what we already knew, that Maggie Russell's having a phenomenal game.
But I can now tell you exactly how many points she has. And yet another travel.
And it tells me that Harris and Lambeau have 21 of the 23 points in the first half for the Continentals. And when you have 2 points from all but 2 players on your roster, you're just not going to win an SCAC game.
Decker now cuts left with the left hand, lays it up, draws the foul.
And that's what Annika Ducker is really good at. She has a faster first step than anyone else in the NESCAC. She can use that jab, get inside position, and force the defender to either give her the uncontested layup or put body contact on her and send her to the line.
Decker's free throw is good, extending this lead to 12 with 3 minutes left in the first half. As from here on out, Tufts will be shooting on any and all team fouls or loose ball fouls. Hall will bring it up. Over to Harris. Cole to Lambeau. Lambeau out to a wide open Cole. 3 ball, just misses. Decker now pushing up with some pace.
And Hamilton cannot buy a shot right now. Jumbo's a very good defensive team, and they have shown it here in this first half.
Decker now with some space. Out to O'Brien. Had the opportunity to take a shot, didn't take it though. Now O'Brien has no choice. The 3 ball, no good. Rebound. Yeah, and great job by Sam Souza forcing the ball into the chest of I believe Kendall Harris, as Kendall Harris's foot was on the sideline.
Yeah.
And they're going to, I guess they're going to reset the shot clock.
They're going to give him a full 30, so they're going to say Harris had
full possession.
Don't know why the clock's not going right now.
There we go. O'Boyle, top of the arc. O'Brien cuts middle out to Decker. Decker cuts to the baseline. Turns, pivots. The dribble drive from Callie O'Brien, a little too strong. Rebound by Hall.
But that's still great offense.
A lot of ball movement, yeah.
Yeah, great ball movement. And you got to live with that shot. Callie O'Brien's going to make that most of the time. Sometimes it's just not going to fall. Jumbo switching everything here, not allowing any real pick penetration from the Continentals.
And that ball, just clean block by O'Boyle.
O'Boyle thought they were going to get the foul on Annika Decker, so she almost stopped playing.
O'Brien's wide open 3, gets that one to roll in. Lead up to 16 now for the Jumbos as Coach Green, I believe, indeed, Coach Green will take another timeout for the Continentals as this game is in danger of getting out of hand.
Another big run for the Jumbos as this quarter started at 28-17. Since then, the Jumbos have outscored the Continentals 11-6, but it's felt like more. The Continentals had cut it back down to a 9-point game a couple minutes ago. Jumbos have expanded it to the largest lead of the day at 16. And really, you get the feeling this next minute and a half for the Continentals is do or die time. They have to get something. Even if it's just not letting the Jumbos expand the lead further, if the lead is more than, let's say, 18 when we go to the break, it's probably game over because the Jumbos would have all the momentum at that point.
No lead is ever safe, though, in the NESCAC, Riley.
That is inevitably true. Though I would put it against a big comeback today for either side, mainly just because comebacks, as we saw the Jumbos almost pulling off last night, are almost entirely based on energy. And on the second half of a back-to-back, neither of these teams with a ton of energy, although the Jumbos certainly seem to have more.
Hall now brings it up over to Harris, Cole, and Lambo. Hall gets herself free. Lambo at the top. Foul called. I believe it was on Aspesi.
Yeah, it is on Aspesi. That's her second. And we'll see if Coach Jill Pace wants to get her out of there. And she will. Annie Ryan going to come in.
Her first minutes of the game. She came in briefly, I believe, only at the end of the game yesterday, after pretty much every member of the starting five had fouled out.
Yeah, they brought her in when Gonzalez fouled out, trying to give them another three-point shooter. Never got the ball across half court after that, of course.
The long two from Taylor Lambo swishes in. Desperately much needed points for Hamilton at the end of the half here.
See if the Jumbos take the 2-for-1 here. They'd want to shoot it in about the next 5 to 7 seconds.
O'Boyle down low. Draws the foul. Be 2 shots for her.
Yeah, Mallory Folliard, nice cut again there. And she'll go to the line. She could get herself into double figures today. Already sitting on 6 with 2 free throws here.
First one goes.
We can tell you here that the men's game between these two teams from Clinton, New York is a little bit more competitive. Jumbos have a 37-34 lead at the break. And we'll see, it does not look as if the Continentals are going to try and get a 2-for-1. So the Jumbos will try and play some good defense and then get the last shot here.
Hall taking her time. Ryan testing the waters a little bit. Now she'll go. Drives down to the hoop. Layup a little bit too strong, and the foul will go, I think, on Annie Ryan?
That would be my guess. Looked like she reached in there.
We'll see the call. It is Annie Ryan. That'll be her first.
And I believe that's a 5th team foul.
That's only their 4th.
It is the 4th, okay. Wasn't sure if the scoreboard changed. That's a bad foul for the Jumbos because that allows Hamilton to hold for the last shot if they realize this.
Not sure they do. Now they do. O'Brien now guarding up on Hall. In the corner to Seaman. The 3-ball bounces. Callie O'Brien has 1 second if she'll heave it. Can't get it, not in time.
Oh, that was close. I thought that would have counted.
Don't think so. Nothing but net, Riley, but the ball did not go through the rim.
It's not going to matter in the end. We go to the break here from Medford. Jumbos in command, up 41-25. Stay tuned.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Welcome back here to Cousins Gymnasium. We've learned very quickly that NESCAC games, stars can keep you in them. But in the end, you need depth and you need balance. And we are seeing that playing out, a perfect experiment here on the floor of Cousins. Right now, the Jumbos have gotten points from 7 different scorers. Mallory Folliard, who averages 7 minutes a game, has come off the bench and given the Jumbos 8 points so far. And on the other side for the Continentals, they have only had 3 scorers, and all but 2 of their points have either come from Taylor Lambeau or Kendall Harris. They're gonna need something to change if they want to get back in this game. Justin, who could be that 3rd or 4th scorer for the Continentals?
I could see it being Emily Hall if she can get going. She's really the 3rd scorer for the Continentals. She's been kept quiet. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's played the entirety of today's game.
Yeah, she has not taken a seat at any point.
And looking at the basketball court, that will continue. She is still on the floor. Started off the 3rd quarter. Held only as far to 2 points. We'll see if she can get going. She's really been the facilitator for what offense the Continentals have had today.
Jumbos surprisingly only have 1 in double figures in Maggie Russell, but they have several knocking on the door.
Hall brings it up. Defended by Decker. Hall drives to the hoop, through a little bit of contact, a little bit too short. Rebound Lambeau. That one goes. Quick 2 points for the Continentals. Decker now brings it up the other way. Gonzalez.
Be nice to see Sophia Gonzalez get going.
Ball tipped. Souza keeps control. Russell to Gonzalez. Souza now working on Harris. Harris gets called for the foul. Be the 1st of the half.
2nd on her today. And that is one thing the Continentals cannot afford, is continued foul trouble.
At halftime, 2 isn't a problem, but 3 certainly is if you get that 3rd early in the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely.
Gonzalez now just inside the line, a little too short.
Clearly she did not hear me when I said I hate the step back 22-footer.
Lambeau now working on Russell. Drives the left hand.
Great help there
Tipped
from O'Brien.
away by O'Brien. Russell now driving the pace. Souza, O'Brien just inside the line. Can't quite get it to go. Gets the rebound back from Gonzalez. A wide open Souza again, this time from 3. Front rims. Wide open rebound. Rims out again. A lot of chances there for the Jumbos. None of them went.
Yeah, 0 for 5 to start the 2nd half. So we saw this a little bit last night where the Jumbos just couldn't make shots, only scoring 6 points.
And there is Emily Hall getting on the board early in the 3rd quarter, as we had mentioned.
They only scored 6 points in that entire 3rd quarter last night against Amherst. They cannot afford another quarter like that here. That would allow Hamilton back into the game.
O'Brien wide open, 3-ball, front rim, again, wide open rebound, completely uncontested as O'Brien, is no one gonna defend her? That 3 won't go either.
I don't know what has been worse to start this quarter. Hamilton's defending or the Jumbos shooting. Because
nobody was looking at the person with the ball.
The Jumbos have had either 6 or 7 open looks and missed them all.
Hall now brings it up yet again. Switches back, trying to get it to Lambeau. Couldn't get it that time as Russell was in good position. Souza now puts her body in the way. Harris takes the short shot, can't get that one.
Jumbos
Russell
have numbers.
pushing the pace. Ooh, little knocking of legs there as both players hit the deck.
You know what that is? That's experience. Maggie Russell knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that she could go, but she knew the Jumbos didn't really have a great setup, as it looks like Coach Bay is going to call a timeout here.
The lead currently sitting at 12 as Hamilton has done, I believe, all the scoring this half.
Yeah, Jumbos have not scored yet this half. And we've seen I can't say we've seen them do anything we suggested them to do, but we've seen continued success from Taylor Lambeau and from Kendall Harris to start this half, as well as another basket from Emily Hall. But I think a big reason why Emily Hall, who has been that third scorer this year for the Continentals, has been so quiet today is she's had the assignment of trying to score on Annika Decker, and as Corey Barak found out last night, that is not an easy thing to do.
Coming out of the timeout now.
Animated is Mahogany Green talking to that official on the far sideline. And she's got to be careful.
Decker now gets the inbound from Souza. Calls a play. Gets a screen from Russell. She'll cut back. Down low to Russell, working on Lambeau. The right hand won't get it to go, with the foul going in the direction of the Continentals.
Yeah, it was a good call. Maggie Russell went over the back of Taylor Lambeau.
Her second.
But that's what the Continentals have really needed. And it's interesting we're starting to see Maggie Russell struggle backing down defenders here in the second half, because we saw that a little bit last night. She was really dominant inside in the first half, struggled a little bit in the second half.
Ball's passed around as Harris drives to the hoop. Little floater. Lead down to 10. The Jumbo's got to be careful as the Continentals have come out of the halftime break hot.
They have, and the Jumbos have come out frigid.
Russell will try again. Kick it out to Souza. Souza now to Gonzalez, the mid-range, or just inside the line. Not really close to the rim.
Sophia Gonzalez is in her own head right now.
Lambeau, foot on the line. Won't go, though, as Gonzalez gets the rebound.
And that's a bailout shot for the Jumbos. Lambeau and the Continentals had been really effective driving to the rim so far this quarter, and instead they settle for a 22-footer.
What I will say is we were talking at the break about how the two big lineup was working wonders for the Jumbos. Pretty sure this entire quarter, Jill Pace has not gone back to that.
No, have not seen it.
And I mean, I'm not sure if that's why, but the Jumbos still haven't scored 4 minutes into this half. I would like to see Folliard or O'Boyle come in for Gonzalez right now.
I'd like to see Sarah Crossett back in this game.
That foul will go against,
I believe, Sam Souza. Andy Spacey going to check in here. We'll see for who. It will be Gonzalez. Who gets called for the foul on the way out. And Sophia Gonzalez just not having a great day. 1 for 9 from the field.
Lambeau now working on Russell. Those two have been going head-to-head all night. Spacey gets the rebound.
Annie Spacey has always been a hustle player for the Jumbos. Really good when you need a spark, and that's what they need right now.
Russell looks around, finds O'Brien. Decker will reset with 16. Cuts back, had the chance for an open shot. Russell just inside the line, takes it, hits it for 2.
When you need a basket, who do you turn to? You turn to Maggie Russell, because she can do things like that.
Marin gets it down low to Lambeau. Marin will take it back. Floater won't go as Spacey takes the ball out of the hands of Lambeau.
That was good offense there from the Continentals. Callie O'Brien did not stay with her woman.
Decker's floater, a little too short as Russell hits the deck. Hall now looking for some transition on a little 4-on-3. Shea to Lambeau.
Oh, that's a bunny. You have to finish that.
Russell now driving the pace. O'Brien will reset. The Continentals will look to make a couple more subs in the next opportunity, as will the Jumbos with the aforementioned Caitlin O'Boyle. Decker now, down low to Russell. Russell traveled.
I don't know where that one was from.
Allegedly traveled. As re-entering the game for the Continentals will be number 10, Abby Schwabel, and number 15, Maria Rangel.
And you got to think one of those two has to be a source of some scoring for the Continentals because the Jumbos have done enough to deny Harris and Lambeau. Emily Hall, still in the game, has played every second of this one.
Schwobel hits it out to Harris. Harris driving on O'Boyle. Left hand cuts the lead down to 10.
Strong finish through a little bit of contact there.
O'Brien looking for options, finds Russell. Russell gets it to Decker. O'Boyle was calling for the ball. Now she'll set a screen, gives Decker some space. Decker drives to the hoop. Spin move.
What a spin!
Can't get it to go though. As Hall gets around Decker. Now with some speed, Spacey trying to get in front of her. The pass to Schwobel, out to Rengel. Foul called though, down low. Offensive foul. Couldn't see who it was on, but Decker was the one to draw it.
And I believe they're telling Mahogany Green to get back in her coaching box right now.
That offensive foul, I believe, for the charge going on Abby Marin.
The 12th turnover of the day for the Continentals.
They're on pace to go a little bit over their 16 turnover per game average.
O'Boyle missed a wide open O'Brien.
Russell working on Schwobel, as looks like Lambeau has exited the game for the time being. Russell couldn't get the basket to go, but will get to the line for two as Souza will come in and after this free throw, as will Lambeau. That ball rolls around the rim, won't go in though. Russell now for her second shot. I suppose the substitution will come in after this shot. Second shot will go, and now they'll stop the game for the substitutions as Lambeau will enter the game for Schwobel, and Souza will enter the game for Russell. Russell, I imagine, will get the rest of this quarter off.
And this is dangerous time for the Jumbos. No Maggie Russell and Lambeau back in the game. It's up to Caitlin O'Boyle to make good defensive plays, deny Lambeau.
Lambeau goes to work on O'Boyle and wins the matchup as she'll get the basket and the foul. Just as you had mentioned.
Yeah, maybe I should stop mentioning things.
This broadcast would not be much if you were not mentioning things.
Yeah, but Jumbos might be more likely to win if I stop cursing them.
Decker now.
Mallory Folliard set to check in at the next whistle. That's a good substitution.
O'Boyle now top of the arc. O'Brien looking for some space. Souza now. Jumbo's being held to the outside. Decker finds Souza. Souza will drive low. O'Boyle gets it. Ball rims out as Hall will go one-on-one with Decker. Will she try and draw a charge? Nope. She will jump for joy. Won't get the block as Hall gets some more points.
And all of a sudden,
down to 6.
It's a two-possession game. And you know what this is? The Jumbos have scored 3 points this quarter. That will not cut it in NESCAC games.
Spacey from just inside the line, only for 2, but a much-needed basket late in this third quarter.
Annie Espesi quickly making herself indispensable to this Jumbos rotation.
Lambeau, that was not 2 steps, but the foul will be drawn.
And momentum starting to build here for the Continentals.
Decker gets her first foul. As a host of substitutions, I'll try and keep up with, as Folliard and Davis will enter the game for the Jumbos, and Seaman will enter the game for Harris.
If I'm the Jumbos, you got to run the next 2 or 3 possessions you get in this quarter right at Lambeau. She's sitting on 3 fouls, and she has proven that she can beat you on the inside on the offensive end.
Harris now up to 8 points, or excuse me, Hall up to 8 points now.
It's amazing. We are almost 3 quarters into this game, and only 3 Continentals have scored.
That is incredible. Vespasian now from 3. A little too strong as Hall gets the rebound.
I like that look, though.
She'll drive on Decker. Decker called for the foul, blocking foul. It'll be her second.
And we've seen Hall
That'll be shots for
starting to really assert herself in this 3rd quarter. You mentioned her very wisely at the halftime break as someone the Continentals needed to turn to. Here she is. She had only 2 points in the first half. She makes both these free throws.
She's in double digits.
She's in double digits.
Riley.
I'm too good. I just curse everyone.
Second one goes as it's a 9-point game, or it's 9 points for Hall and a 5-point game here in Cousins.
Hamilton wisely recognizing the risks outweigh the rewards of keeping Lambeau in for the last minute of this quarter.
Decker driving on Hall, looking for options, and the foul will be called on Hall, and Hall is not happy about it.
And that's really bad for the Continentals because I believe that is their 5th foul.
It's her 6th, I think. But, no, that is the 5th foul. You're right. But I will be shots nonetheless for Annika Decker.
Who misses the first. And that is not something you can afford right now.
Every point crucial, as we saw last night with the Amherst game, as neither shot will go in.
And then a travel because 2 Continentals just fought each other for the rebounds. Communication.
Yikes.
I gotta say, I've never seen that one before.
Me neither. I would have to imagine that neither player realized. Both players thought the other player was a jumbo.
Yes.
Decker now from 3. Too short. Spacey, the rebound, draws 2. She'll go to the line with 55 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
And that was a hustle play by Mallory Folliard. She knew she couldn't out-rebound the 2 Continentals trying to box her out, but she just got a tip to it, knowing Spacey was there. Spacey now at the line, and the Continentals are quickly running into foul trouble.
And now for this last minute, all 3 scorers for the Continentals tonight on the floor, with Lambeau and Harris entering the game for this last few seconds. As Spacey can't hit that shot either.
Jumbo's really struggling from the line right now. Spacey misses both.
4 straight free throw misses for the Jumbos as this lead will stay at 5. And the Continentals have the opportunity for a 2-for-1 if they take it.
They gotta go quickly though. Get the shot off, don't get a basket, and might have timed it wrongly. If the Jumbos are smart here, they can probably put this in a position where Hamilton cannot get a good look at least.
Sousa now defended by Harris. As Folliard thought about it, won't take the 3s. Davis will drive. Jumbo's again being contained to the outside. 6 to shoot. Down low to Folliard. She'll turn. Decker with the rebound. 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Jump ball called. That will stay with the Jumbos.
That'll
1 to shoot.
No, that should reset the shot clock, I believe.
Oh. No, still 1 to shoot. As the ball was never possessed by the Continentals. But now they're going to talk about it maybe. This Coach Green is not thrilled that they're even talking about this. Looks like it'll stay at 1. So
it's got to be a
catch and shoot.
Sousa gets it off.
But was that off? No, shot clock violation.
Well, it was a shot clock violation because it never hit the rim.
Thought it might have been blocked by.
It was blocked.
But the shot clock violation happens first.
Annika Decker has got to be careful here, not let them walk the dog, as she does.
As Hall with 3 and 2 gets the last shot off and draws the foul with 0.8 seconds left in the quarter. She'll go to the line, the chance to make this a 3-point game.
And just a disastrous quarter for the Jumbos. Like, I don't think there's another word to describe how they've played in this quarter.
Well, at the same time, Hamilton has just really gotten more disciplined, with the exception of the travel call. They've really tamped down on their mistakes this quarter. Not many turnovers this quarter, just being a lot more cautious with the ball. As Hall hits them both, Aspesi maybe gets a shot off. Ooh, not too far off. This third quarter will end with the Jumbos clinging on to a 3-point lead, 46-43. Your thoughts, Riley?
My thoughts are, I thought I knew where this game was going. I don't anymore. It's going to be a good one. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned for the fourth. Well, what looked like a comfortable Jumbos victory has turned into anything but that, as the Continentals, with a late third quarter run, have cut it from 16-3. They have the ball to start the fourth. Jumbos running with Decker, Russell, Souza, Folliard, and Andy Aspesi. Continentals looking to possibly tie the game on this possession.
The Jumbos will now go to their two big one. That was working very well early in the quarter, as the three ball from Harris gets it to go, and the foul, chance to take the lead.
What a turnaround in this game.
That'll be the third on Aspesi now. Fantastic play by Kendall Harris, as she won't convert the free throw, though. Nobody seems able to convert any free throws this second half, as we are now sitting at a 46-46 tie.
We start over at the start of the fourth.
Souza now down low to Russell, working on Lambo. A little bit of contact, no call, as Rangel gets it out. Hall brings it up. Harris to Marin. Hall. Harris will direct some traffic as Rangel on the outside. Lambo with 4 to shoot. Gotta hurry up. Good defense from Souza. Won't quite go, but the rebound grabbed, and the foul called on Souza on the floor. Possession stays with the Continentals. Unlike last night, Souza not in foul trouble, so at least not at this moment, as the ball is inbounded to Harris. Lambo working on Folliard. Good defense there.
Another offensive board for the Continentals.
Third opportunity now on this side of the floor for Hamilton, as Harris goes down low, rims in and out. Lambo can't keep possession. Aspesi now will look to drive with some pace. Finds Russell. Russell had some space, will take it along 2, gets it to go.
And when you need a basket, Maggie Russell is there on delivery.
Russell now at 20 for the game. Marin drives down low, kicks out to Lambo. Lambo from inside the arc, bounces around, gets a friendly rim. Still tied once again in Cousins.
Yeah, and I think it's time for Maggie Russell to take over.
Russell gets possession back off the bounce.
She wants it inside.
Working on Lambo, spin move. Bounces around, she gets the friendly rim.
And honestly, feed it. If Maggie Russell can do that, and it looks like she can as timeout Hamilton, you just got to do that every possession.
While the Jumbos couldn't buy points in the third quarter, they have come out fairly strongly on the offense, as have the Continentals, as they're trading baskets back and forth. We'll see what happens as we take a short break. We'll be back in a few for the rest of this fourth quarter.
Jumbo's going to make a couple changes to the lineup going back to the starting five. And you got to figure all of them have seen enough rest at this point that they probably should have enough in their legs if Jill Pace wants them to play the rest of this one.
They'll need a strong finish if they want to win this game and avoid dropping another NESCAC game. That foul will be the second on Souza.
And I don't like that call.
She doesn't like that call either.
I don't like that call because Sam Sousa's doing everything right there. She's moving her feet, keeping her hands up, and that's what Jill Pace is going to say. But Sam Sousa not making the mistake she made last night, getting upset with foul calls, as that was a mistake that led to a technical that ended up costing the Jumbos.
Harris's shot, nothing but air. The Jumbos will take possession up by 2. And in games like these, you gotta make the most of every possession.
Yeah, I think if you're the Jumbos, you got to run pick and roll with Maggie Russell, with Souza and Gonzalez on opposite sides as shooters.
Souza getting it down low to Russell. Russell through some contact. Gonzalez not happy with that call. She's called for her second foul of the game.
But more importantly, Hamilton is now shooting the rest of the way.
7 minutes left in this game. Hamilton with 0 fouls in the quarter. Harris working on Souza. And the third foul of the quarter called on Sam Souza.
Jill Pace
has her head in her hands right now.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the way that these ticky-tack fouls are getting called are very different on either end.
Harris with a chance to tie the game if she can hit these both.
Ball don't lie.
She'll look for her second shot now. And that one goes.
1 point Jumbos lead, under 7. The definition of clutch time on a Saturday afternoon in Medford.
Wouldn't have it any other way, though.
No, this Jumbos team does not like to win games comfortably. Jill Pace screaming at the referee about something.
Russell, wide open 3, hits it. She needed that, the Jumbos needed that, and they got it.
Jill Pace needs to be careful. She's on the verge of getting herself teed up.
You can't be on the court during live play, and she's got to be careful. As Harris with the response 3, she hits it going the other way.
And you know what that was? That was Sam Sousa not sticking her hands up because she didn't want to get hit with another foul.
Back to a 1 point lead as Sousa fighting through some contact. Decker now down low to Russell. Russell will spin. That was some contact. And that will be 2 shots for Russell as Russell hits the deck.
And I don't think any call called by these referees the rest of the day is going to go over favorably, considering that one drew the irony of mahogany green.
Russell walking that off a little bit slowly.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Pace, you got 4 timeouts. I might burn one here, give Maggie Russell time to walk this off.
First one goes.
And the assistants having to pull Mahogany Green back to her bench.
Every team could use a get-back coach every now and then, couldn't they, Riley?
They really could.
As Russell hits both her shots, 3-point lead now for the Jumbos, just a tick under 6.
Maggie Russell with 27 and the Jumbos 55.
That's the Maggie Russell we're used to.
Decker
takes
the charge.
She is so good at getting her feet set, getting her body in the way, getting her hands up, clean contact, not afraid to take a charge. Much needed turnover, or much needed stop for the Jumbos as they look to build on their lead. We'll have a timeout called.
That's a momentum play. Annika Decker, that's why she plays 40 minutes a night. It's not for scoring. It's not for things to show up on the stat sheet. It's for the way she plays the hustle plays, the way she plays defensively, the way she makes life a living hell for opposing point guards. You have her to do that, and then you have on the other end Maggie Russell, who I don't think the Continentals can stop right now.
I will say earlier in the game it was a pretty even battle between centers Russell and Lambo, but as of late, that balance is tilted a little bit more in Russell's favor.
Well, I think Lambo probably got it in her head when she was sitting on 3 fouls halfway through the third quarter that she had to be careful defensively, and hasn't realized quite yet that a 4th foul right now isn't that damaging. Well, actually, I changed my mind because I had that wrong. She's sitting on 4 fouls, so that is why she's letting Maggie Russell do what she wants.
Valid. I would assume they would just keep playing Russell, hoping to see if
she's either going to get an easy
her
look or
foul.
get a 5th foul.
And if Lambo fouls out, I'm not sure
I don't
there's
think
anybody else on the
have anyone
Continentals that
who
can
can
stop
defend
Russell.
her. Great cross by Decker.
Souza had her heel on the line. You can't have those kinds of turnovers late in the 4th quarter in a 3-point
Unforced
game.
errors cannot be your downfall.
Hall brings it up.
Hall
Still don't think she sat this game.
Has not.
Marin thought about it, won't take the 3. Lambo will drive on Decker. Decker's quick hands. And foul called on the Jumbos.
Yeah, it's
That'll be 2
unfortunate,
shots.
but it's the right call. Sofia Gonzalez wanted to make the hustle play, but she went over the back of Lambo in the process. But I honestly don't hate that. Taylor Lambo, not a great free throw shooter. And if you can get that ball, you would have had numbers.
Lambo's first shot goes. 2-point game. The second shot a little too strong, but it will get the friendly roll. Now a 1-point game as we approach 5 minutes left in this quarter. Decker now directing traffic. O'Brien, Russell down low. Defended. Decker hits it to O'Brien.
Decker
Gonzalez,
got
long
there.
shot. Still won't go for Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez can't buy a shot, and I think that's probably...
Why Spacey's coming in right now?
Yes, that would be my guess. Spacey's been pretty good shooting today.
Harris driving low. Off.
Which
This
way's it
tip
going?
The Continental's way. Deflected off the body of Russell. Hall will inbound to Marin. Seven to shoot now for the Continentals, working on Sam Souza. The high off the glass.
First
from
lead
Hall.
for the Continental since 9-8.
So Bryan drives low.
A surprising amount of pro-Hamilton people in the crowd making some noise for the Continentals.
Decker will drive, and she'll draw the foul.
Who's it on?
I don't think it's on Lambo. It's on Hall.
It's her third.
Decker now. Bring it out. Russell will work on Lambeau.
What a
Lambeau's got to be
cross.
careful. Decker had a chance for three. O'Brien, wide open three. Souza with an easy, uncontested rebound.
You got to go back up with that. You're 3 feet from the rim.
You're not wrong. Russell down to Souza, defended by Hall. And one for Souza.
All right, so maybe Sam Souza knows better than I do. Because a basket's great, but a basket and a foul on Emily Hall is a little bit better.
And now the Jumbos will be shooting the rest of the way after this as well.
And now Hall and Lambeau sitting on 4 fouls.
Russell, Souza, and Vespasi each with 3 for the Jumbos. Nobody else on the floor with more than 2.
Still a 1-point game.
Harris now. Traveled. That's, how many travels is that on the day?
I don't know, but
Roughly?
I believe that is turnover number 15 for the Continentals.
Critical mistakes in a critical time. As Decker methodically up the court. Nearly
Dangerous
stolen
pass.
as O'Brien resets. The Jumbo is not really going to Maggie Russell at this point. Vespasi. Souza will drive middle.
That's going to be 5th on
That's
Hall.
5 on Hall, and she's done for the day.
And that's why they're not going to Russell, because they realized they could either get an easy uncontested look or draw the 5th on Hall.
And that, I believe, will be 2 shots for Sam. It will be 2 shots for Sam Souza as they're forced, as the Continentals are forced to bring in Tess Cole. Now I would expect in the next few possessions the Jumbos to go to Maggie Russell exclusively, hoping
Yeah,
to get
I
that 5th
think
foul on
that
Lambeau.
seems like a fair assessment, because if you can get Lambeau out of this game without putting yourself behind in the process, it's probably close to game over.
As Souza hits her first.
Because at that point, you can almost double Kendall Harris and basically say, no one else has scored all night. Prove it. Souza, money from the line.
3-point lead for the Jumbos now as Cole brings it up the floor. Nearly losing it to Decker. Marin gets the pick. Harris gets the ball back, still bouncing around.
Jumbo's
Hits
doubling.
it out. Souza got a hand on it. Cole gets it back. Ball bouncing everywhere. As Shea to Cole. Harris's 3-ball. Can't get it to go as O'Brien gets the rebound.
Maggie Russell got bailed out there. I don't care who's driving. You are not leaving Kendall Harris uncontested from that spot. She's been money from there today.
Just under 2.5. Jumbos with the lead and the ball. Maggie Russell from 3 gets it to go. Her 30th point of the night. That was 6-point lead, just over 2. This is desperation time now for the Continentals. Spin move from Harris. High floater, just a little too short. Rebound. No rebound, but it'll stay. Fresh 20.
But you get the feeling this is a must-score possession for the Continentals. I don't think they have the personnel left in this game to stop the Jumbos more than 2 times.
And they'll go to now the only one of 2 who have scored on the night in Harris. Foul, offensive foul called, I believe, against Courtney Shea.
No, I think they're going to get Lambeau, and she's done. And that probably is game, set, and match Jumbos.
5 on Lambeau. Now they only have 1 scorer on the floor. More important, though, at the moment is this defensive possession for the Continentals.
This is a must-stop possession. They get it to 3 scores, it's pretty much game over.
Russell now against the much smaller Harris. Decker throws it away as Russell had a fistful of Harris's jersey. Big stop, and it'll be no foul to Callie O'Brien, but the floater will go.
Courtney Shea gets herself finally on the board. Took 38.5 minutes for someone other than those three to score for the Continentals.
4-point game now. Decker will look to kill some clock and try and get some points as well. The Jumbo's passing it around. Dangerous pass. Decker able to keep her hands on it. Souza down low. Can it go? Fresh 20 on the clock, though, for the Jumbos. That's big with 47 seconds left in the game, and they need to foul there.
Yeah, they had to foul because the Jumbos could have brought it under 30 there and secured it. It'll send Callie O'Brien to the line for 2 huge free throws.
First one goes, 5-point game. O'Brien hits both, and a quick timeout from Coach Green, it looks like.
We'll take a short break, be right back. Welcome back here to Cousins. It is desperation time for the Continentals. Justin, there's no real question where this ball is going, right?
For the Continentals?
Yeah.
I assume it's going to Kendall Harris.
I mean, I've been wrong on pretty much every prediction I've made today, but I'd be very, very, very surprised if it does not end up in Kendall Harris's hands behind the three-point line. She's got 24 of the 58 for the Continentals. And unlike everyone else other than Courtney Shea, she has actually scored today.
Now a critical offensive possession for the Continentals. If they don't score here, will pretty much be the end of this, be game over here.
One thing the Jumbos could think about it, if Harris gets open, you could foul her.
Make her shoot free throws?
Yeah. I'd rather make her shoot 2 free throws than give her an open 3.
Good play there by Decker, forcing the inbound back another 10 feet or so, as she is all over Tess Cole, who gets it back. Morin driving to the hoop.
And great defense from Sam Souza.
That'll just about do it. As Jill Pace emphatically tosses the ball over to the ref for the inbound, as Rangel, no choice but to foul Russell, who will look for her 31st and 32nd points of the game.
Yeah, and that's why Jill Pace wanted them to get the ball in so quickly. She realized if they're not able to set up defensively, we can get it into Maggie Russell, and at that point, good things happen.
This game becoming a statement game for Maggie Russell, as she has put the Tufts offense more or less on her back this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think we'd had some questions coming into this weekend about Maggie Russell. She had not been as efficient as she had been last year. She had not been as good of a scorer, and she had struggled shooting the ball. I don't have those questions anymore.
Yeah, having watched yesterday's game, my takeaway was this is not the Maggie Russell we were seeing of last year, especially in the playoffs when the Tufts offense was get the ball to Maggie Russell. She drives to the hoop, scores, draws free throws, or both. Last night that just wasn't happening for Maggie Russell, but this afternoon it's really has come back for her.
And I'll tell you what, this is a statement win for the Jumbos, and here's why.
If they win, Riley.
Yes. Here's why. Sofia Gonzalez, who was third team all NESCAC last year, shot 1 for 11 and 1 for 5 from deep. She's going to figure out that shot at some point. When she does, this offense becomes scary.
Harris now draws the foul. Russell will be called for it. Excuse me, it was Sam Souza.
I was with you. I thought it was on the reach for Russell.
Souza's fourth. Harris now needing to hit these free throws. And does so on the first.
If I'm the Jumbos, I might think about sending Callie O'Brien long.
A little go route, maybe from Souza.
And really smart. Coach Pace, that's why she gets paid to coach them. Realizes I have 3 timeouts to burn. She can advance the ball. And the Jumbos can set up a play, in all likelihood, to get the ball to Maggie Russell for more free throws. Yeah, Justin, so obviously Jumbos look to be in a pretty good position to win in this one here. We're going to take a quick look around the NESCAC scoreboard. And we got some results from other places with women's basketball, including Bowdoin getting a signature win at Williams, 54-51. And Bates beating Amherst, blowing them out 59-41, which means the Jumbos have a marquee matchup coming up next Saturday on the road in Lewiston.
As the ball quickly goes to Meg Russell, and there comes the foul from Kendall Harris, her third.
That Amherst loss now means officially that if the Jumbos finish this one out, they will have home court advantage within their control if they win out.
Russell now 34 points on the day, exactly half of the Jumbos' total output. As Harris with the quick 3, banks it in, lead down to 5.
Harris now with...
And a timeout from Jill Pace.
Yeah, Harris with 29 now. Almost has half the Continental's total. And you gotta wonder, maybe the Jumbos think about bringing someone like Gonzalez back into the game only because she's a very good free throw shooter. But honestly, I kind of think it's not gonna matter because I don't think there's anyone who can deny Maggie Russell from coming to collect the ball. And Maggie Russell's pretty much automatic from the free throw line. We'll go to a short break. When we come back, the final 23 seconds from Medford. Welcome back to Medford, Massachusetts. Jumbos women's basketball looking for their second NESCAC win of the day, or of the year, excuse me. 2 on the day would be impressive.
As well gets the ball and gets fouled by Rangel.
The real question is, if Hamilton keeps making shots and keeps fouling Maggie Russell, can she get to 40?
Only take another 6 points. .35 now for Russell, as she is having a marquee afternoon, doubling her season average. As Harris inbounds to Rangel, they got to go quickly though. 17. The long 2 won't go. The rebound to Morin. Harris.
And it's not going to matter at this point.
The long 3 from Cole. Rebound to Spazey. No foul called. And that will do it for us from Cousins this afternoon. The Jumbos hang on in a much closer game than it looked like it was going to be at halftime. End this game winning 70-63.
Yeah, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, a post-game interview with the star of today's game, Maggie Russell. Stay tuned. I'm here post-game with Jumbo's superstar forward, Maggie Russell. Maggie, a phenomenal performance. You guys had a tough one today coming off the back-to-back against Amherst last night. What was the mentality going into what was your only NESCAC loss last year against Hamilton?
Yes, I think NESCAC play is just a different level of competitiveness, and just getting used to that and playing back-to-back games. We were really fired up for this one after the loss from Amherst, so we were just fired up, ready to play together, ready to get a win, so it was fun out there.
Third quarter was a difficult animal, but you guys came out in that fourth quarter, and it just seemed like they could not stop you down the stretch, making every single free throw in that fourth quarter. What was going through your head towards the end, playing against Lambeau, trying to go through, knowing she was on 4 fouls?
I think just playing our offense and moving the ball really well and getting it into the post and just taking it up strong and attacking, and yeah.
Last question before I let you go celebrate the win. Bates took care of business against Amherst. They now lead the NESCAC at 3-0. You guys are going there next weekend. A very different team without Megan Graff, but they're off to a hot start. What's the mentality going into that one?
I think same mentality. We just keep focusing on ourselves and just playing Tufts basketball and having fun and working hard and playing together.
Awesome. Thanks, Maggie. I'd like to thank the other members of my crew, Andrew Kochi and Gabe Gonzalez on camera, Jordan Burke behind the scenes, on play-by-play, Justin Loker. I've been Riley Daniel. You've been watching JumboCast. As always, stay home safely.